Folks, we're back with another episode, but it's not your normal episode. We're talking Bachelorette, talking shitty reality TV.
In Thoughts and Friends, episode 18, Bachelorette cast preview for season, 18, Michelle's season. Before you get into the episode, though, make sure to like, make sure to share, comment, do all the stuff you do on the video. Of course, the usuals. In studio, myself and Brody, but tonight we're joined by a very special guest through the interwebs. We're joined by Bobbie. We have our resident Bachelorette expert joining us tonight. Been friends with her for a while. She's watched for quite a while. Bobbie, how long have you been watching the Bachelorette, Bachelor? What's your history with the show so far?
I have been watching for about 5 or 6 years. So I want to say that my first season was JoJo's season.
Okay. So
just to lay that base, Jordan Rogers won that season. Aaron Rodgers' brother.
Worlds are colliding.
Football.
Yeah. We know Rogers. Yeah. We know that family.
They are estranged, but they are still brothers.
I've only seen a few episodes of not even this show, of The Bachelor, ever. You've seen?
I've seen, a smattering. I mean, we are rookies to this. You will be our tour guide. I'm very excited.
But we do love reality TV. I'm all in. I think it's going to be really fun. Very excited for the season. But we would like you to kind of detail the show, give us an overview. So breaking down this cast, there's 30 guys that are going to start this out. And I'm assuming this isn't like a 2-year-long thing. So like how are we going to get down to eliminating these dudes? I don't where do we start?
So basically how it starts is they come in the first week and you see almost everyone, if not everyone, exit the limo. In their first, one-on-one interaction with Michelle, a few people get a package at home, which they actually do like interviews with the guys. And those are always going to be like the guys that you put a star next to, because if they got that package to like show their background, chances are they're staying beyond night one.
Right.
So night one, you meet all the guys. They have a cocktail hour like they do before every rose ceremony. And that's their like time to woo her, whatever. And then she immediately will send home like probably 10 guys.
Okay, good. I was hoping we're kicking out like a big group first.
Yes. So the sun's coming up when she's kicking these guys out. Like they've been out there all night.
I see. Okay. So, and you mentioned that you might see like a package of their previous pre-show stuff, kind of introducing them. So we're going to be able to do some scouting for these guys. You said you probably put a star next to them. I have found a Bachelorette fantasy type game that we're going to try to play. I don't know how it works exactly. I think you have to wait until after night one.
Okay.
So we just do some scouting. And I think the idea of the game is to just assemble however many roses are given each week, who you think will get those roses. I think and you keep track of points, the site does. So we're going to try that.
Perfect.
And if it's successful, we will update it on the show and kind of keep track of that as we go.
Also, anyone that's watching or listening that wants to play as well, hit us up.
Yeah, we'll
put let you play.
We'll
It'll be very fun.
Put the link to the league in the description. Also, before we dive too far into this season, I want to say if you're listening to audio only, get over to the YouTube channel. We got face cams for all three of us. We're going to have good, really cool graphics for this first episode at least. We're going to preview the cast, have pictures of all of them. So to keep up with this episode at the very least, get over to the YouTube channel and check it out there, so you can see the pictures of these dudes as we're breaking it down.
You can also Google Bachelorette cast. It's got all the bios for all the people as well, if you want to take a peek and dig into what these dudes are all about.
Yeah. So the Bachelorette this season is Michelle Young. Did you have something, Bobbie? Go ahead before we get into her.
Michelle Young. Yeah. No, you're good.
Okay. Michelle Young. I don't know much about her. I got her name wrong twice before we started this recording, but
minimum.
She seems great. Michelle Young. I'm not sure her age. I think upper 20s, 28, 26.
So, yeah, I'll touch on that. So she is 28 years old. Fun fact about Michelle, she went to college in Peoria, Illinois.
Really? She went to Bradley, I assume?
Yeah, for teaching or, elementary education.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's originally from Minnesota, 28 years old. She describes herself as a overworker, and it said like has a ambition for an appetite and to like be active basically. So interesting take.
Sounds fairly standard. So we've seen her before, right? At this point, all these contestants are basically former contestants from other shows, right? Where was she?
No.
Okay.
Well, okay. So what we'll refer to her as, she is the show's lead. So she's the Bachelorette. She's the woman that we are going to be watching and rooting for. But the lead is typically always from a previous season's contestant. So she was on Matt James' season. Matt James was actually never in the Bachelor franchise before he was Bachelor. That's kind of what makes him a wild card. Because of that, their ratings were down, and that's kind of how we got 2 back-to-back Bachelorette seasons in a row. So Michelle was kind of a fan favorite. She was, in my opinion, just a little bit boring on Matt James' season, and I think that's because she's just very normal.
How far did she make it in the show?
She was top 2.
I was going to say, usually it's pretty far, right? We have to know them pretty well.
Yeah.
And
it's
understanding.
It's either they make it really far or they were like a fan favorite and it was like an absolute uproar that they went home when they did, if they become the lead.
So what exactly makes them a fan favorite? Like, I don't like, they just like, they're just personality and they cause a lot of drama. Like what was it about her that caused her to be a fan favorite?
They don't cause a lot of drama. If anything, they do the opposite. They kind of like stand up for someone that was in the right. It's basically like who you want that person to end up with. So I think that fan favorite kind of mostly goes off whoever's type. But like, let's just say Tyler Cameron. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he was like,
I don't know anything about The Bachelor, and I've heard of him. So
yes, exactly.
Good sign for
so like Tyler Cameron was a fan favorite from night 1, basically. And it started because he was really attractive, but then like he was so nice and respectful to Hannah Brown and everyone was just obsessed with him. He showed a lot of personality. I think that's important.
Yeah, it seems like from what you're telling me that Michelle did not. So I guess I'm a little surprised that she was selected for this. What do you think the thought process on Michelle as the Bachelorette was?
I want to say that they went a different route with the Bachelorettes that they picked because Katie was kind of like a very bold representation of like showing your sexuality and just being very open and vulnerable. And that was something that they hadn't really, I guess, had represented before. And then I think they went to the opposite end of the spectrum where Michelle was very sweet and kind-hearted and like is very much a normal person. Like she's not here to, leave and go to LA after her season and like pursue this influencer life. She does seem like she's just genuinely like trying to find a partner.
Yeah, it does seem like people, not all of them, but a lot of them are on these shows for the wrong reasons and are just, I remember, I have no idea which show it was or what season, but there was a guy that showed up and was either already married or like had a girlfriend already and just like wanted to advance his music career or something. So it feels like there's a lot of for the wrong reasons type of people. And how much does this actually work? Like, are these people together at all?
So the earlier seasons, it worked, and there was a lot of success that came out of it. However, starting, I would say, I don't know, like 16, 17, maybe 18, social media is just so different than it used to be. And I think people saw that potential a lot more than ever before. So I want to say that, a vast majority of people are going there just to get their name out there.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's necessarily wrong, but if you want to get your name out there and also be open to the idea of really pursuing a serious relationship, I think that's probably your key.
Yeah, maybe find a little love.
Find a little love on the side. huge Instagram following.
Yeah, and an Instagram following that can make you a little money.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad gig. Not a bad gig. Before we get into specifics of this cast, I do want to ask you, before we even have an episode air, for the guys, is there anything to look for? Any sort of like outside of those like video packages that they prepare, like any sort of like occupation or age, older, younger than her, anything that stands out to you that we need to watch that could be any sort of factor at all in this?
I do think an older guy typically goes the best, only because, you know, I feel like they are a little bit more at that maturity level that marriage is normal, or maybe they feel like, you know, the time is clicking. The younger 20 guys, I really think is just kind of a throwaway. I do think they need to go in the upwards 20s, lower 30s for the best results. No particular occupation, as long as they have an occupation. A lot of the times people make up these like stupid occupations, and I feel like those guys are just never there for the right reasons. And also if it says like, you know, company, or, you know, started his own company and like things like that, I feel like those things show really early in the episodes of, oh, you know, I'm talking about my tequila brand or things like that,
Right.
because they're there to promote it, you know?
Right. Interesting. I remember, I'm trying to think, I saw a few maybe 26-year-olds. I don't know if there's anyone younger than that. I know there was a guy that's 36. So that's probably the range we're looking at. I'm thinking somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Is
I think
Michelle old or young for your average lead in this scenario, or should you right about in the sweet spot?
I think she's in the sweet spot. I don't think that they've had. So Hannah Brown was really young for Bachelorette. I mean, she's my age, and her season aired like 2 years ago. So she probably would have been like 23, 24. I think that's young.
Seems very,
So I think 28's a good age.
it seems very young to turn to a reality TV show to find love. I think you maybe
Right.
more time.
Right. I mean, it didn't work out for her, so
Shocker.
I can't believe it.
yeah.
Any more generalities about the show before you want to jump into anything, Bobbie, that you want to bring up before we go into a few of the notable casts that you've pointed out?
Yeah, I think as we watch, we'll have a lot more questions, obviously.
Yeah.
So not to get too bogged down in the details of how the show works, I think it's
Perfect.
semi-straightforward, right? I mean, they
Yeah.
eliminate like 10 people, and then they do group dates and individual dates. And
I guess
so
before
on
we get
and
into
so forth.
specifics, how do any of these? So I know there's like a first impression type deal. You get a rose, or someone gets one that makes like the best impression, right? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so they just get. I've seen like the clips of like the wild like women like dressed in costumes getting out of this limo and stuff. They just get like a short amount of time to like say like a pickup line, or how do they make an impression? How do they stand out from the 30? How does that start?
So I am very interested to hear what your guys' thoughts are when we actually move forward and you can watch these limo exits. They're pretty crazy. So it's basically like the crazier you get, the more memorable you will be, you know? So even if you aren't picked that night, hopefully people will remember you to follow you or, you know, root for you, basically. And so you'll see most of the limo exits, and a lot of other people from the house will actually watch those limo exits as well. And they can do really anything. So it'll be interesting to see what your guys' thoughts are on those, because they always get like very vulgar, just weird.
I imagine a couple of them are going to make my skin cringe off of my body.
Just
Super
A
cringe.
couple of them won't make your skin crawl. The rest of them absolutely will. It's like second-hand embarrassment city. It's
get one chance to make a first impression, baby. Let's let it ride.
it's so bad. Yeah.
All right, let's jump into a few of the specifics. We're going to do a full cast preview. Who have you earmarked early? You've kind of skimmed the cast list we have here. There's 30 guys. Anyone that you think stands out in a good way, in a bad way, anything you want to bring up, the floor is yours. Go ahead with who you want to talk about first.
So I do think that there are a ton of athletes, and I think that is huge. So just to give a little bit more of Michelle's background, she was big into basketball, and played it. I want to say played it throughout her collegiate career, even if I'm remembering correctly. And so I think they kind of ran with that. I also think it's a super diverse mix here. So a few of the people that really stood out to me, one was Nate. That's Nayte.
Oh yeah, I was for like 30 seconds when I was looking through this cast, I was trying to come up with a way to pronounce it. I was like, oh, it's just Nate.
Yeah, it's just Nate.
Nayte. It's just Nate.
Should we read these bios? Would that be something people would care about, or is that too long?
Say whatever you want about Nate, and then maybe we can add anything from these bios that you don't say.
So,
I think it would be kind of.
I feel like he is going to be a fan favorite, but I don't think he's going to be a Michelle favorite. So because he'll be big with the producers and the fans, I think he'll last a while, but I don't think they're super compatible just based off of what I've seen online. He seems like kind of a fuck boy, a little. He gives me Chris Brown vibes just when it comes to appearances.
Big.
Hopefully not personality.
Yeah, hopefully not personality. But yeah, so he's a front contender. I will say I really liked Chris S. or Chris Sutton because it said that like you really can't find him on social media. He's more of like this mysterious guy, which I think screams like he might just truly be there because he wants that experience.
Maybe in it for the right reasons. So what outside about Nate, what was it that stood out that he might be a fan favorite? Just like his interests, things like that? Good looking
just
guy.
like super attractive. Yeah. Great social media presence. Like I feel like he'll kind of know what to do on screen.
Yeah.
And people on TikTok are already thirsting over him.
Okay. I got you. Read a few of Nate's fun facts at the bottom here.
When you walk into a room, it's hard not to notice Nate. He has a smile that sparkles like the stars. He is always the life of the party. And to boot, he is 6'8" Adonis of a man.
That helps.
Nate doesn't have trouble meeting women, but as he edges closer to 30, he's more focused on finding a long-lasting relationship that will go the distance. His dream woman is outgoing, spontaneous, and has enough swagger of her own to keep up with him. He's looking for a connection filled with heat and for someone who will be just as passionate about him as he is about her. Nate is looking for a teammate for life and is confident Michelle may just be the one he's been waiting for.
So seems like he is very tall, probably an athlete. You said he has a good social media presence, probably looks like a charismatic guy. I can see what you're saying. You brought up Chris, one of the Chris's.
Yes. So we have Chris S. So that's something on the show. Everyone goes mostly if there's duplicates, it's Chris S or like Chris B, things like that. So Chris Sutton or Chris S. I liked him because it said he wasn't big on social media. Like people were trying to find more about him and they couldn't, which is a good sign.
He's from Hollywood, though, according to this.
From West Hollywood, California. He's a commodity.
Really?
He's the same age, 28 years old, Chris S. So maybe right in that sweet spot.
What else does it say about old Chris?
He's a Southern gentleman turned California beach boy, ready to find love. His friends describe him as goofy and easygoing, but when it comes to relationships, he isn't here to joke around. When Chris S. falls, he falls hard. He's looking for an adventurous woman who is confident, kind, and selfless. He does not have a specific type and prides himself in falling in love with someone on the inside rather than the outside. In 5 years, Chris S. hopes to be married with kids and making a positive impact on the world. He is a firm believer that chivalry isn't dead, and when the time comes, he is ready to sweep Michelle off her feet. So one thing that stood out to me right there was that he wants to make a difference in the world and seems like a nice guy. I remember reading that Michelle also might be involved in like charitable work, helping with youth. I know she's a teacher. So, maybe that hits off. Maybe that connects.
Yeah.
As Southern gentleman.
This guy strikes me as someone who's going to be incredibly boring. I could be wrong with that.
He seems like a little creative.
Okay, I'm going to make a note of that.
He seems very basic, very boring. To me, he strikes me as being very forgettable. That's the first impression. If he got out of the limo, I'd be like, I don't know.
Okay.
White
not in on Chris S. as of right now.
Number one.
He seems
Right.
seems a little basic, a little boring, a little not a big Chris S guy. Maybe that's good though.
We'll see how they connect. Yeah, maybe you just want to like
I do
kind of blend in at first and kind of make your move later in the season. I don't know. Is that a strategy to kind of like lay in the weeds, or is that a good way to get kicked off the first
I
time?
actually was going to ask, like, do you think that either of you would go in with the strategy, or you know, what would be your take?
I mean, I feel like you have to come on a little strong at the beginning. You have to at least get noticed. But then if you make it past the first maybe 2 rounds, then you want to kind of lay low, be nice, not stir anything up.
Yeah, so my experience with these reality shows is I've watched Survivor, I've watched like The Challenge, and you want to kind of not like piss anyone off at first and get voted off type of thing. Just kind of go with the flow until you find a good opportunity to make a move, to make your move in the season. I do want to ask, is there any like testosterone dude stuff in this house like there would be like on The Challenge? And does it get like that, or is it pretty tame as far as that goes?
I think that so I prefer The Bachelorette over The Bachelor. And I think it's because I think the guys all bond really well, and there's like definitely like a sense of brotherhood in the house. And there's always like these bromances that also form. And I personally feel like anytime there's drama, it's like producer created drama. It's not genuine. So I can see
Interesting.
through the drama, I feel like.
All right. Something to watch for. As far, I mean, yeah, I guess you have to come on strong early, because if you're voting out, or if you're getting a third of the cast kicked off, I mean, being forgettable is a good way to get kicked off, I guess.
Yeah, I
That's
definitely
a
think
slippery
you have
slope,
to
though.
go in strong and create a little bit of drama right off the bat, because then, Michelle might pull you aside and say, I've heard that you were doing, all this stuff. Like, can you tell me your side of it? And that's kind of where you have that one-on-one time to like win her over.
Savvy, that's good. Maybe rock the boat a little bit and get a little talking to. I like that.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
As far as what I would do, probably just like flop sweat and just choke.
Hi.
I'd get out of the limo and trip. And
I think like Wes would be that guy that's like, oh my gosh, I haven't had any one-on-one time with her yet, but he's like sitting on the couch, like waiting for her to come over to him.
100%, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt, yeah. Like, why don't you talk to me, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of think that.
I think you
Also,
might.
drinks flow. So I feel like people's emotions start showing more throughout the cocktail hour because they are able to drink, obviously. So
Sure.
That's always really interesting to see how the nights progress.
A little liquid courage never hurt anything.
Exactly.
Give me a nice little bump to make the move. You never know. Who else out? Chris S. Brody doesn't like him.
I mean, not that I don't like him. He's just a dud to me.
All right, maybe
I don't think I don't like him. He just seems like kind of a zero.
someone to
He
watch.
might be a filler guy. Like he's attractive, but yeah. Okay. So I also thought that Jamie S. So Jamie Scar, I think it was.
Ooh.
He personally stood out to me because, well, of course, he's attractive. He seems like he's her type. And he did mention that he is a very big advocate for social justice, which I think is something that they're trying to make a little bit more prominent on the show. And I really liked him in his bio.
He's wearing a dashiki in his his bio
His
picture.
Yes,
So
he's
he's
a
going
What is a dashiki?
like the typical like African
traditional garb.
garbs.
Oh, I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah.
Dress
Well, it
almost.
says he's a biotech CEO, and he is 32 years old, which maybe is a nice little sweet spot for the older guy, ready to settle down, do it for the right reasons, type of thing.
Yeah.
I was on a different headshot, so I am happy that you mentioned that.
Unless there's only one Jamie, right? Yeah, because he has the last name.
Entrepreneur.
Biotech CEO. So yeah, I would assume this is him.
He runs an indoor air purification company, which I thought was really interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, I just thought he seemed really interesting because something that stood out to me on the last season, or sorry, not the last, but the one before that with Tasia. Ivan was like the first guy that started to talk about like real life issues. Normally you're like week 2, they're like, tell me about your family trauma, like talk to me and like open up. And Ivan was like one of the first guys that kind of talked about everything that was going on with like George Floyd and everything like that. And it made the Bachelorette seem more real because of that. So I really liked this Jamie guy with the potential that, you know, he could be bringing up some real world issues to show, like, if you go on this show and you have no idea about anyone, like, you know about their family, but you don't know about how they sit politically or religiously, like, that's a huge thing.
Yeah. What do you care about? Well, it's
I've got my eye on Jamie. I think Jamie could make a deep run in this thing. I like Jamie.
I like him too.
One of his facts is that he's never watched an episode of reality TV in his life. They're going to bring that up a million times.
Like that.
Oh, God, that's going to be his tagline.
Into the ground.
No doubt.
Yeah. How'd you get on here then? You know, and I'm intrigued by that.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So
I like him. I don't like that. That's congratulations, Jamie.
Well, I mean,
you're better than us. We get it.
Right. He was too busy studying.
Yeah, I'm saving the world. Shut up.
What a nerd.
Saving the world.
After Jamie, who else do you have here?
So there are a few different athletes. Another one that stood out to me was the pronunciation's a little bit hard. Olumide.
Olumide.
I would.
Olumide
would be how I would.
Olumide. I should have Googled that.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah.
So I thought that he seemed intriguing. One, this dude is yoked. Like he
looks like a
biceps.
He does.
Yeah. So he was a college basketball player, which I think is huge because if you can bond on like that.
Anything that you can connect with. That's definitely.
Yeah. Especially because they're really running with that for her season. So he does model and write a fitness column, which might be a little bit clout chasey. However, I really like him. I don't know something about him.
This has his job as IT analyst. So
So I'm on Marie Claire, where it's like they did research about these guys.
Sure.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm sure
not through the Bachelorette. So maybe.
So what percentage of these are just made up?
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're like he does the job with a computer, so they just call him an IT.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It does say he's a field system analyst. I mean.
Yeah, but he probably just also has the blog as a.
Do you remember this guy? Former D1 Hooper at Rutgers.
No, I don't.
You don't remember him? Are you kidding me? Olumide? All right.
He looks like intriguing. I don't know. Something about him. Like, I'm telling you, these guys that like have this mysterious look on and like big masculine guys are always the most vulnerable. So I'm very intrigued.
He hates tofu. Favorite flower, cherry blossom.
There you go.
That's a fun fact.
There you go.
Cherry blossom. Good flower.
Let's go to some no's because I think the no's are very fun.
They're definitely.
So we're going to start off strong with Will. I don't know his last name off the top of my head. However, Will was found to have recently someone recently found the tweets about him being very misogynistic.
Oh, good.
Oh, no, old tweets.
Yeah. Tweets are haunting him already.
Oh, not a good start, Will.
We just on our last episode had an NFL coach get fired because of old emails. You just can't do it, folks. They'll find them.
Especially your 28-year-old.
Don't be an idiot.
Like,
Come on, Will.
And like you're applying to the show and you're telling me that you're not looking through every single one of your tweets.
That's what are you thinking? That's what they're going to do to figure out what kind of
careless this guy first night.
No chance.
They will literally they contact people's high school spouse or like girlfriend, boyfriends. Like they dig in deep to find out anything so that they can like really try to create some drama on the show. So I definitely think something will be coming up about this.
I do want to ask you, what part do the producers play in who advances and who goes home? Is how much of a hand do they have in that? I mean, obviously it's for her, but I mean, surely if someone is popping on socials, they're gonna have a nudge to keep them around. I'm assuming.
Yeah. So that's like the big debate because their NDAs are insane. So there's not a lot of people that talk about it. However, they do say that, so like each person has a producer that is linked to them. So like the lead obviously has her own producer that like it's supposed to be like your friend because you're not connected to the outside world. You don't get any phone calls. You can't even bring a book unless it's a Bible with you. Like you are literally quarantined.
Wow.
So these producers are like your therapist, your friend, your family member wrapped in one. So they did say that like if the lead wasn't super gung-ho about keeping someone, but they needed numbers, they would keep that person. Or obviously, you know, if it was helping ratings or they thought it would help ratings, I think they're keeping those people. I think a ton of the drama is started by producers. There's like writers in the end credits every episode. So
oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So I do think it's big. I do think it's big. But there's a former producer who did say that their job is to truly find someone that matches them. Sorry, I cut you off.
How egregious is it at times, the producer meddling? Is there ever a time where like, there's no way she likes this person?
Yes, all the time. So like so I didn't touch on this either. Every season there's a villain. And we haven't identified if the villain is like literally a paid actor or if it's truly someone that's just trying to stand out.
I believe it. I totally believe it.
And
they always get like third or fourth. Like they're
so like the villain always makes it really far, and every time it's like, okay, it's just so glaringly obvious at this point that this person does not. Yeah, so it's interesting.
What?
And they also, like, I've heard that they don't stop, like, they do these, like, interviews throughout the episode, and I heard that they, like, will not let you walk away from the interview until you say, like, what they wanted you to say for that, so that they could, like, cut it up into how it
little,
fits.
like, face cam, talk to camera stuff, like the cutaway stuff.
Yeah.
My antenna's up on Will being a planned villain.
Early front runner for
his first line in his bio. Will describes himself as a classy, swaggy, and sharp.
Okay.
Do not refer to yourself as swaggy in any context.
No.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. To jump into some other no's, I also had Brandon J. So Brandon is also someone I think is clout chasing. And he actually posted on his Instagram a few months ago. So that would have been right before filming. He said, like, I'm running away from my responsibilities and I like it. And everyone was like all up in arms about that. And since then he's gone private on Instagram because people are making a big deal about that.
Already antennas up. He's 26.
Yeah, I mean, 26, like,
too young.
That's like you're getting engaged after 8 weeks of not even exclusively dating each other.
Right.
That's how it ends. Like, you get engaged. That's just what happens.
Says in his bio, he knows exactly what he wants in life and is very serious about finding the one who to settle down with.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, obviously,
case closed for Brandon J.
He's locked in.
He's a traveling nurse recruiter.
What is that?
Oh.
Lord. Traveling nurse.
Doesn't like Parker do that? Parker does something like recruiting for medical.
Oh no! Oh, maybe. I think Serena is maybe a traveling nurse.
No, she's not.
I don't know. I thought she did that. I thought she. Either way, Parker.
It's like travel nurses take assignments like all over the country.
Oh no, she's a nurse educator. I think is what she is.
Yeah, she is, and she's like kind of like a mid-level. But anyway, to get back to it, Brandon J, I don't like him. I don't even like how he looks.
I don't like his vibes either. I don't like what he's about. I don't like his vibes. He loves the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He once hopped on stage during a Lil Wayne and Drake concert and has no interest in ever going bungee jumping. Those are his fun facts.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. Self-proclaimed basketball fiend. When given the opportunity, doesn't plan on missing out on his shot with Michelle.
Sick pun.
Yeah,
Okay.
Brandon Day sucks. I'm out. I agree. Good call.
Good call. Anyone else?
Bad vibes.
Antennas up on?
Someone else that I thought was really interesting, Brett. He described himself as having like Buddha vibes, and he's really into that sort of like spiritual.
We don't have a Brett. Is he like a? Is he a backup?
You don't have a Brett?
I don't have a Brett.
Look him up. Okay, so I have Brett Parker, 29. Entrepreneur Brett is a Houston, Texas native who currently lives in LA with his dog Beckham. Animal lovers who have a spare moment can check out the pup's growth on Brett's Instagram. He's also a proponent of good vibes only and has a Buddha quote in his Instagram bio.
That's weird. Why is he not?
He's not on this page.
So I will add in a twist for you guys.
Uh-oh.
They do occasionally add guys mid-season to shake things up and add drama.
So maybe they've got some guys on reserve.
It's possible that he doesn't come in night 1. He might come in like week 6.
Yeah, you're definitely below the surface level than what we have here.
People just dug in.
We just have like Bachelorette.com like profiles.
Yeah, so I'm thinking because I have 30 guys here, 35 guys in front of me, and I don't understand why. I think that must be it.
Probably so. We have 30, so there's probably
Okay.
they're holding back. Anyone else that you're weary of to start off?
So there's a lot of guys that I have notes on, so I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, so Ryan Fox, do you have him?
Ryan. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a Ryan, yep.
So a couple years ago, The Bachelor did a tour where they invited like hot locals to come and like do like a live Bachelor where they're like trying to find love live. He was actually a contestant on that show. Okay. And obviously that didn't work out for him. So it's just interesting that like a producer thought of him to come on Michelle's season. I feel like that could be a good thing or a bad thing, like a planet or a plant for a villain, or he's really decent.
The idea of taking the idea for The Bachelor and be like, let's condense it even more.
Yeah,
let's give him even less time.
Do it in one night.
Yeah. You know what?
In front of a live audience.
In front of a live audience. Oh, that's so disgusting.
They came to St. Louis.
Oh, that's incredible. He's obsessed with ice cream trucks. He loves spreadsheets.
I hate this guy.
Both red flags. Like those are really fucking weird things.
He's obsessed with ice cream trucks. Fucking check this guy's closet.
He's enthusiastic about cuddling. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm
weirdo. Yeah.
Stranger danger with Ryan. I don't know. I don't like his vibes.
Danger.
Ryan's a creep.
Yeah. Okay. I want to hit on one more person at least. So we have Brian, and he was in the NFL, but most notably, he was with the Chiefs.
Okay. Brian, NFL player, 31. Do you have his last name? We just have first name.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
He looks like
Brian. Oh, Brian Witzman, 30, a former professional football player from Houston. Oh, wait, sorry, Holton. Misread that. Played for 9 different NFL teams, most notably the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay. Journeyman NFL guy. He looks like a cartoon Prince Charming or something.
Yeah, I agree.
He looks like a cartoon character to me. I don't know what
to feel about this guy.
31, athlete.
Single. Why is he single? That's what I need to know. So you were on 9 different NFL teams. There are people literally drooling over these men in their Instagram DMs. Why are you here?
Maybe he moved a lot.
Maybe he's not like that. Maybe he's not looking for an Instagram honey.
True.
But he's going to find love in a couple months.
Also says he's very religious, so maybe he's a virgin. There you go. I bet we get a lot of that. I bet we for sure.
Will there be one virgin? Surely.
I feel like they do that every season. Is that incorrect?
Jesus. Okay, hold on. No, not necessarily. That happens a lot, but that's not every season. It also says that he's an amateur chef.
Mm.
And Michelle's bio or like fun fact says that like she loves like being adventurous with food or like something with that.
I don't know. Kind of like it. I'm kind of liking Brian's vibe.
I kind of like Brian for a deep run. I don't think he's going to win, but I think he's going to go pretty far.
He could make it far and potentially. Okay. He could make it far. He is 30, so I mean, he could also be a good guy to go to Paradise.
When we run out of notes to talk about on specific guys, I want to ask you like who you think could be on other shows. Who do you think maybe has future Bachelor vibes, things like that? I'm not sure really what to look for.
So that leads me to my next point. They actually, this is the first time they've ever done this that I know of. They actually already selected the Bachelor from Michelle's guys, even though he is going to be on this season. So we already know that our Bachelor is in this group of guys.
Ooh, that's great. That's great marketing by.
I have his name. I have his name if we want to spoil it for ourselves. I'm sure you've already seen it, but.
No, I haven't. I didn't know this was a thing. Are you kidding me? So he's just going to like fake it? Or I guess they know he like was legit and lost.
They filmed and then he was asked to be the Bachelor.
Yeah. So he didn't win and then was asked after.
Well, do we want to spoil it for ourselves or no?
Do we want to have?
It's announced. It's announced like on their Instagrams.
Oh, so they're gonna like say it during the show? I mean, I could avoid it probably.
No, just tell us.
Yeah, who's
okay.
it?
Well, hold on. No. We and what should guess. We should both guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah, look through the pictures and give me a good guess.
I mean, my first thought for Bachelor is they have to be just total heartthrob, correct? I mean, they have to be. That's like number one. Can we say that?
Assumption.
Safe smoking hot.
I'm gonna go to their Instagram right now so that
I think I have my pick.
see.
Okay, scroll back up for me.
Also, I'm going to assume that I can get rid of the people that Bobbie
we've already talked about. Me too. Let me see here. Scroll back down one more time.
I'm trying to go on their Facebook because I know they announced it, but I'm having a hard time.
Okay, I think I have my pick. But I have a question before we guess. Has there ever been a black Bachelor?
Matt James was the first black Bachelor.
Okay. Well, my guess is Jamari is my guess.
No.
Where's Jamari?
Good looking guy.
Oh, wow. I also was going to guess a black guy. My guess was PJ.
You're both wrong.
Okay.
So hold on. I'm trying to find this. I have no idea why I can't find it all of a sudden. Like, I'm wondering if they deleted their post. I know that I saw they announced this guy as the Bachelor. So I'm just.
Was it a.
This could all be a throwaway.
Did they?
Oh, wait. No.
Find it?
I think. Oh, no. I didn't find it.
You
okay, so.
You know who it is, but you just can't confirm it right now?
I know who it is, but I can't confirm it right now. So it's possible that this could be.
Could be fake news.
Total dud. So I have that Clayton is the next Bachelor.
Okay, let's get back.
He's from Eureka, Missouri.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't there? No, there's Eureka, Illinois.
But here's something. He was a freestyle rapper.
Huh? Oh yeah, he has his name is like he has his rap name.
Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's bad. I didn't know it was Play-Doh.
His alter ego is Play-Doh.
His three things. Mohawk. He had a mohawk in college. If that's no personality, you're a zero. Clayton would love to own multiple gyms.
Okay.
This guy sucks.
I could see him. He's I guess a good-looking dude. Looks jacked.
See, I couldn't think of a more basic-looking white dude.
Yeah, he looks like.
This dude is so generic.
Looks like a handsome, white, jacked gym guy.
Seems like a doofus
that likes to freestyle rap.
Oh,
yeah.
Play-Doh.
Like the freestyle rapping is really what's getting to me.
Will he drop some bars when he gets out of the limo? Yes or no? What do we think?
Has to, right? I mean, if you have that in the back. I'm cringing.
What's up, Michelle? I think you're swell.
Oh, my skin's.
I want to take you out in ball. No, so we can fall. No, I think that he is going to be really cringy. I'm really nervous about it.
Why would they pick this guy? I mean, I guess we'll see. This guy seems like he fucking sucks.
He just looks so boring. Like,
yeah.
So they said that producers ended up going with him because they believed he was the best fit for this role. They wanted to switch things up and go with someone new and someone who hasn't been in the spotlight yet. So I'm thinking that maybe he's not even going to be like an ultra fan favorite from this season.
Maybe night one he raps just like, just get back in the car.
Right, just turn around.
You're done.
I'm just very curious why they announced it before he went on the season, I
was thinking that they announced that he was in the cast already. They already knew who it was, but didn't say the name so people could it was a game to find out. That could be fun, marketing type stuff, but they just dropped the name.
That could be fun.
That's kind of lame.
So
know it already.
It said ABC did not immediately confirm the news as Eckerd had yet to make his franchise debut when the production of The Bachelor begun, but the Missouri native did so himself September of 2021 while filming the reality series in his hometown of Eureka. So he confirmed it, and people in Eureka saw that. And he filmed his package in St. Louis.
Okay.
Which is crazy because if he's from Eureka, she went to school in Peoria, and I believe she lives in Minnesota now. They're the closest, geographically. So I'm surprised that that sucks. They couldn't have worked out.
True.
Yeah, there's
a lot of these guys live in LA.
Yeah, there's one guy seeing Minneapolis, so that would be good.
Convenient.
Everyone else is
Chicago,
West Coast,
Miami, and West Coast.
Miami,
Texas,
Cali, Austin.
Yeah.
Seattle.
There's a lot of models too. I saw there were a few models, and there was one guy too. So Edward is actually I had my red flags written down about him.
Edward.
The first one was that he lives in Florida. My second one was that he then moved to LA. Third one is that he's a part-time model. Fourth one is that someone found that he had previously done acting classes.
Red flag.
Wellness coach.
What does that mean? Is that some Herbalife?
That's
or
not
is
real
that truly I don't know.
Yeah, professional.
He looks greasy.
Yeah, I don't like his chain. I don't like his hair. So he's from Florida, and it says his dream is to visit Disney World. That doesn't seem like that's that far out of reach.
That seems like a pretty attainable.
He wants to live about 2 hours away. Seems pretty attainable.
It's such a drive.
Enjoys listening to John Mayer, especially on road trips. That's very
road trips. Wow. Not to Disney though.
I don't hate that.
Is excited by a good obstacle course. What a weird thing to say. That is just not.
He'll definitely have an obstacle course on one of his dates. Then I'm sure.
If he gets that.
Yeah.
Far. If he gets that far.
Edward.
Let's see.
I agree.
Who stands out to you, Wes?
For what?
I don't know. Just in general.
Anything.
The frosted tips down there, Martin.
Oh yeah,
Martin
seems
he's got a
character.
lovely chain.
Ooh, okay.
Wes
Martin is actually a personal trainer, and I have him under no.
Yeah, hard no.
He looks like a Twitch streamer.
Yeah, he looks
not in a good way.
No, in the worst way.
Yeah. I think it'll be a good season though. There's a lot of really educated guys. I saw a lot of people that were in grad school or had really nice jobs with Indeed and Skinny Pop Popcorn, big names like that, which I think is really a nice change of pace. So
that is nice.
Yeah. Any
I don't like the way Garrett's face looks.
Who's Garrett?
He looks mousy.
He looks
he looks like
he looks like a Martin Short, but
he looks like an evil henchman.
He looks like
he's up to something nefarious.
He looks like evil Martin Short.
Ooh, he kind of looks like the guy that always reported the kids in the show Recess. The little hunchback guy, the little mouse.
Who is this?
Garrett
Garrett
from Salt Lake City. He's a tech CEO.
He would be my pick for virgin of the season if there was one.
Salt Lake, dude.
Garrett loves calling himself a plant daddy. He loves his plants. Growing up, he had a bowl cut, and he loves pickles. This guy sucks.
Oh, I hate him. This is a fake person.
This isn't a real guy. This is not a real person.
Yeah, that sounds really bad. That sounds bad.
No, I'm out on Garrett. Yeah. Everyone else looks pretty standard.
Did you see Jack Russell? I find that to be quite intriguing.
We don't have last name. We have Jack. His name's
Army
Jack
officer.
Russell, like the terrier.
Yeah, 30. His Instagram handle is Jack Russell, not the terrier.
I wonder if he gets that a lot.
He's got the personality.
I mean,
he's afraid of
that.
Will throw up at the sight of an onion. I don't think that's true.
That's not true.
I don't think that's true either. I'm calling Cap.
Yeah.
He was in the Army too. I think that's like
interesting. I think he's the only one I've seen with that.
Yeah. Thank you for your service, but
throws up at the sight of an onion. Don't like that.
Like,
that's weird.
You're serving our country, but you can't even look at an onion.
You're an adult.
You don't know what this is, but I think Joe looks a ton like Austin Eckler, who's a running back in the NFL.
He does look like him.
He
real estate developer, the one from Minneapolis.
I like Joe's vibes. I like Joe's vibes.
Let's click on Joe. I could see Joe winning this whole thing.
Me too. I agree.
What? Hold on.
Joe, 28 from Minneapolis. I like Joe.
So Joe is actually the first person listed on this Marie Claire article, which is, I feel like that's kind of a good sign.
Okay.
He was crowned 2011 Mr. Minnesota basketball.
Played basketball.
It's rumored. Yeah, I guess. University of Minnesota. It's rumored that Michelle and him already know each other, which is a huge no-no.
I was going to ask you, so does she have, she's never seen these guys. She has no process of picking them. She has no idea at all whatsoever, right?
Correct.
So,
gosh, I keep doing that.
So the producers just have the task of putting together just like a well-rounded group of dudes.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason to it.
No. So the intention is to truly like get them engaged. So I believe like they go through like an interviewing process to like kind of nail down like their types and things like that.
I see. Okay. So
Joe, I like
They seem
Joe.
compatible. They seem compatible.
Okay. So Brody, you really like Joe.
Oh, I like Joe. Don't take this.
We both. I'm all in on Joe.
What's Joe's last name? Sorry.
Joe Coleman.
Joe Coleman. Anything?
Yeah.
Minnesota.
28, same age. See, same age and both grew up in Minnesota and played basketball like that.
I feel like there's going to be no shortage of things to talk about between her and Joe. I like that.
Yeah.
I think Pardeep might be a fan favorite. I don't think he's going to win. I feel like there's not a lot of Middle Eastern representation on The Bachelor and Bachelorette. Am I right or wrong about that?
I do think you're right about that. I believe there's one this season.
Pardeep. We're looking at right
Pardeep.
now.
He's a neuroscientist.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like, is he the one that has 2 bachelors in science? Maybe I'm wrong.
I would imagine so.
So I feel like, yes, there's very little Asian and Middle Eastern representation.
I think Pardeep could be a fan favorite.
Yeah,
I think
I like his vibe.
He seems like a sweetheart.
And there's like randomly someone from like a totally different country, and I'm not sure how that happened either. Oh yeah, Argentina. A guy from Argentina.
Really? Is it Lionel Messi?
He reportedly has a fitness app coming out soon, which one red flag.
Huge red flag.
Who is this?
I wonder if he brings that up.
That is Martin G28.
What are we talking about him? Oh, Martin. Yeah. He's the one that looks like a Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
He's got frosted tips.
Yeah.
Uses just for men on facial hair.
Yeah.
He's
okay, also kind of going back to the Middle Eastern representation, Pardeep, I think that it is extremely interesting that he's 30. I think that's a good age. But he also hosts a science and social justice podcast.
That's cool. That's
and so I really like that. I think that's interesting.
I got my eye on Pardeep.
Yeah, Pardeep. I think you're right.
Okay.
I listed a few like high school superlatives for the cast.
Yeah, I was thinking about this too.
I'm going to read them off to you, and you let me know what your picks are going to be.
Okay, I really like that.
Which cast member's dad is most likely to sue you?
Ooh.
Okay. I got my eyes on Alec, maybe. He's the first one on the board. Big, like, do you know who my dad is vibes from him.
Oh, no, I know exactly who I'm thinking of, but let me find his name. I'm sorry. I don't have it set up as well. But there's a guy on here with a famous uncle, and that guy is giving me major my dad or my uncle will see you vibes.
Yeah, I think I like Alec as well.
He's got major, like...
What's Alec's bio?
My dad is a lawyer, all right?
You talk about the most basic white person I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, so I have L.T. Murray, the 4th, 38.
Ooh,
that's pretty old for the show.
That is, okay, yeah.
His grandpa is Clint Eastwood.
Whoa!
What the fuck?
I thought you were gonna be like, oh, he like owns like some weird obscure company. No.
Yeah, I'm going LT for my dad's gonna sue you.
Yeah,
I like that call. That's a good nugget.
He also teaches alpaca yoga, which is a huge red flag to me.
Talk about the most privileged, gentrified person you've ever met.
Yeah.
I have no idea what real life even is.
No.
Give me the next one. What's your pick, Wes? I'm gonna write these down.
I'm gonna go with Alec.
You're gonna go with Alec. You guys took away the two best picks.
Well, sorry,
let's see. Let me see.
You can use the same one. We both think Alec is a nerd.
Yeah, I'll just go Alec as well. Although the Clint Eastwood thing, that's
a good nugget.
But he's a yoga guy, so maybe he's nice. I don't know.
It's possible that he's nice, but
or super chill, super down to earth.
What else you got?
Next one I have. Cast member who's most likely to have their laundry done by their mother.
There's so many.
Just give me a scroll.
Man, Peter's really sticking out to me. Peter Izzo, he's only 26, which like really gives me good like what is Tide vibes.
His job title on this is pizzapreneur.
Okay, he does own his own pizzeria, so that gives him a little bit more credit.
Even though he is 30, Ryan, the guy that did like the live Bachelor, kind of gives me mom still shops from my laundry vibes.
You know who? Okay, so Bobbie's going Peter.
I'm going Ryan.
Wes. Can't type with one hand. You're going, what's his name? Ryan?
Ryan, yep.
I'm going to go the person we talked about off the top. I think Chris S. seems like a big mama's boy.
Yeah, he does.
I thought you were going to say Garrett because you really hated Garrett.
Southern gentleman.
Chris S. seems like a little bit of a mama's boy, a little bit underdeveloped to me. I could be wrong. A little failure to launch situation maybe for Chris S.
Okay.
What's your next one so I can start?
My next one.
While you're typing.
Cast member who's most likely to gaslight you.
Oh, easy. Hold on.
Big fuckboy vibes.
Okay.
It's the Twitch streamer. Are you kidding me? It's Frosted Tips.
See,
the fact that he's from Argentina makes me like him more for some reason.
Ooh, maybe no. Who's the?
Nate is a prime candidate for this, I think.
Yeah, that's a good call. Who was the one that was the model? That was like the jacked model, maybe.
Oh, well, Edward is a model, but we have a few different models. So
they're all models, I guess.
Leroy is also a model.
I thought I might be Leroy. We haven't talked about him much.
No, we haven't. He's an engineer and a model. Like what? Like a medical engineer of some sort.
Yeah, no, she's a typical medical engineer model.
PhD student.
Just a medical engineer model, just casual.
Yeah. But for this specific thing, I'm looking at Casey.
I was thinking the same thing.
Hovering over Casey.
He gives me big dirtbag vibes.
He does. In the picture that I'm looking at, his thumbs are in his pocket, and it's only his thumbs. That weirds me out.
Huge red flag. Creepy.
He's also a music producer and songwriter from Florida, which is just like triple bad.
All the flags.
I'm going with you on that. I'm telling you, I'm going Casey as well.
That's a good call. I'll go with Leroy just to show Leroy a little love here in the show. We're gonna go.
Leroy? Gaslight?
Yeah, that
surprised me. I don't
know.
agree.
We talked about him. Tell me about him.
I think you should go Edward because he's also from Florida, then moved to LA. He's a model and he has history of acting classes, so he can gaslight you.
Yeah, I'll go with that. He's the model, right? I thought you said.
Well, there's two models.
I want Edward. I want the grease ball Edward.
Yeah, you want the grease ball.
Yeah, he seems like a total L.
Last one that I have here, most likely to start a fight.
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh, okay. So I do have some villain ideas. Let me look.
Most likely, show up at a bar and like start a physical altercation with someone for no reason.
Okay.
Like my first instinct was to go with that like 6'8" Jack dude,
Nate,
but then like
that as well.
Nate,
you want to go like is he gonna be wanting to challenge me at the bar? Like he doesn't have anything to prove. We don't really have any like short man syndrome candidates here.
True, like short kings.
Yeah,
Lord Farquaad looking asses.
Fucking who's the guy that at the top? Fucking cartoon Prince
No.
kind of looks like Lord Farquaad a bit. Ryan.
Okay, hold on.
NFL player, he could have some temper.
Little roid rage.
I'm gonna go. It's
True.
It's possible that Brandon J is going to be like our villain of the season. I'm feeling really good about that.
Interesting.
And so I want to say that he's going to pick a fight.
Is that common to have one or two altercations during the show, or is that kind of reserved for the trashier like Survivor challenge?
That's for sure. Like it may not get physical, but they'll like get chest to chest.
A little push and shove. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm gonna go with scroll down a little bit. I'm gonna go with Nate.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick at all.
I'm gonna go with Nate.
Honestly, I think that I also agree. I stand by my decision, but I think it will be, there has to be two guys in this fight. So I think it'll be Nate and Brandon. I think that Brandon will lose and Nate will like persevere as this like noble, like sexy guy.
Yeah, I could see Nate really rubbing people the wrong way and starting a fight.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Will. I'm going Will.
Will.
Seems like kind of a
wild card. What a combative name, Will.
Seems like he will beat your ass.
I'm very excited for this season. These guys seem really interesting.
It is
I have no clue what to expect.
It's a broad cast of characters.
So you're guessing we'll eliminate like 10 dudes night one?
I think it's pretty close to that, if not 10. It's like 8 or 9. Like it's a lot because they normally cut it down pretty fast, and like by week like 4, you're like cutting it down to like 5 or 6 people, I want to say.
Start like digging in a little bit and getting to know them a little more.
Yeah. And I will say too, like, I think that like you're immediately diving into like month 4 of relationship with this show, because you're immediately talking about like things that kind of have gone wrong, past relationships, like things that you just wouldn't talk about during that like courting phase of, a relationship.
It gets deep real fast.
Oh, very deep.
All right. I think that was a good cast preview, guys.
Yeah, I think we nailed it.
We'll have this out. We're recording this Tuesday night. We'll try to have it out hopefully sometime
later in the week, before the weekend.
Yeah. This premieres on Monday. Is that right? Or did you decide it was Tuesday?
Tuesday. It's Tuesday. at 8 o'clock Central Time.
Okay, so
Or sorry, 7 o'clock Central Time. I was thinking Eastern.
We'll be back each week to break down the episode, everything that happened. I'm really excited. I'm actually very much looking forward to watching.
It's such good trash TV. Like, there's nothing better.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll put Bobbie's Twitter and Instagram in our description, so you can follow her. She likes to tweet during the show if you want to follow along or follow her on Instagram, anything like that.
Heavy retweeter on the show.
We'll be back next week to break down the episode 1, and then we'll start the fantasy game, picking our rose getters each week. So we'll start that next week after we scat out the roster. So thanks for joining us, Bobbie. We'll see you next week.
Of course.
Like and subscribe. We'll see you next week for more Bachelor Breakdown talk.
Love you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, gentlemen. Cheers.